This place is something else, man. Wow! You know, I haven't been outside the Labyrinth since 2003. I really should check to see if I still have clearance. But I've been so tied up at the office, running the whole spectrum. New inductions, enhanced interrogations, exit interviews. You might think that it all blurs into one, but the barbiturate doses are very, very different. That's why I use post-it notes, you know? And medicinal drugs. It's a completely self-sustaining arcology down here. No one even knows how big it is anymore. Big enough to be a drag on the national grid, man. But it's all purpose-built, though. The architecture mimics, get this, the dimensions of the cave systems used by the Mayans. Gateways to the underworld. Only we get cable down here, too. A lot of cable. Have you ever had an altered state experience under the Yucatan Peninsula? I can simulate the basics for you with an isolation tank. I don't really do much in the way of human interfacing. It's not really my department. I know this because they've been gradually raising the quarantine level of my lab to stop people getting in. You're probably not even allowed to be here, man. But I won't tell. You're safe. Here's the thing. After you view organisms on a macrobiological level for so long, it's like you've read all the spoilers. The exchange of signifiers, establishing the dominant-submissive hierarchy, the pheromonal checks and balances. That's a lot of work to go through for a conversation, am I wrong? There are considerably faster methods to facilitate information transfer. Just ask Kirsten Gary. No, don't. I really don't. I'm only here to do my part in shuffling the illuminated towards a higher mental level. Spiritually scientific level, man. Yes! Although you're fascinating. Long dormant senses reattuning. Sectors of your brain, ancient memory sectors are growing. Wow, man. All thanks to that bee in your bonnet. If we could only just pry that little sucker out and ask it a few questions. Oh, well, try again. You got a lot of new, conflicting information about reality to take in, man. I'm almost jealous. Your mind will try to reject it for as long as it can hold out. Well, that's just learned behavior. That's a passing thing, man. Don't worry about it. It's very liberating to feel those old behaviors giving way. Thought connections stretching like chewing gum and then snapping. There's a small risk of triggering some deep-rooted psychosis, but overall, those cases are rare. They're really, really rare, man. Nothing judicious application of ECT can't shake. Humans are so eager to accept rational explanations. When I worked for the agency, we sure massaged that eagerness. Exploited the hell out of it. We pumped a lot of stuff into the water supply too, man. Woo! A lot of stuff. Oh, but don't worry about it. Just in while you were unconscious. You're good, dude.
Remember, the number.
Now you can witness terrible things. Things that a month ago, a week ago, might have blown your rational mind. You can do terrible things too. Although you don't have science and magic to thank for that, man. That's all you, baby. So since before science was science, man has explored many different paths to enabling the full human potential. Medical, natural, occult, yada, 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 yada. All of them operating within set boundaries, or as I like to think of them, speed bumps on the highway to success. Limitations. What we should or shouldn't do, how far is too far. Oh, wow. Talk about losing sight of the end goal, man. That's what makes this organization so appealing. That Illuminati are big enablers. The New World Order isn't about removing freedom. It's about delivering, forcefully delivering, man, the opportunity to achieve, for us to reascend, to really work that top spot on Darwin's ladder. This is a very exciting time and place to be a scientist. I didn't show any hesitation in accepting their offer. They really didn't need to threaten me at all, man. Great power requiring great responsibility isn't a cautionary tale, man. It's a tragedy. But we're beyond that, man. Way, way beyond that. What can I say, man? Some advanced R&D groups get all the breaks.
It's all hands on deck.
They're a private company, no audits or regulations to waste time on. They cherry-picked a think tank out of the best universities and government agencies and war crime tribunals in the world. All the money that group makes off Saturday morning cartoons and tablet computers, GM foods, daisy cutter bombs, all that goes straight back into tech. And no sense of humor. You think we play hardball? Oh man, let me tell you. We work with Orochi, work around them, work on them, and I've been part of some accelerated encouragement programs, but they do not slip up. They must have a great internal review process, man. Well, until now. Sure, any dimensional dirty bomb you can walk away from is a good one. But now, everyone's going to be looking at the Orochi Tower and asking, what have they been building in there? Oh, and I, for one, cannot wait to find out. I'm grabbing popcorn for this one, people. Remind me to show you your brain scan sometime. Wow, it's like a magic eye picture.
Close all stock transactions before purge.
Look at the performance numbers.
They give me clay and expect me to hand them back steel. It is not an instructor they want, it is an alchemist. You, my friend, are in a world of tigers, and they will eat you alive if you are weak, if you hesitate, if you do not strike first. Here, you will learn to strike first, and strike hard. For those combat holograms, they can do nothing to you. I, however, have a high-powered rifle and a streak of what some call sadism. I call a will to incentivize. You have potential, but we have no time to tease it out of you. Inside you is a power, an anima you can draw on to make yourself stronger, faster, a more effective killer. It is the magic behind the magic bullet. The weapons you use will become an extension of yourself. They are the instruments through which your anima is made force. I want you to arm yourself and show me that force. We have an arsenal here. You can experiment with all of them if you please. But when you leave, you can only take one with you. You have an edge, my friend, and I am not interested in how or why you came to possess it. Only that you sharpen it to the best of your abilities. Nothing less. In the test chamber, you can do so in safety. Safe. Except from me. Now, let us begin. This is the company line. You will use it to maintain contact in the field. Do you understand? That is all. This is a test environment in more ways than one, my friend. In here, we have total control. We see a war play out exactly as we intended to. You will learn, and unless you offend me more than I can bear, little harm comes to you.
Help me help you. I fucking love old school hip-hop, don't you? Projecting indecision is a big no-no. Always smile. But this isn't another test. We don't do probation. You're either in or you're out. The Illuminati are very achievement-focused. It's like Xbox, only everything is hardcore. The ethic I really want to instill in you is to aim high and achieve even higher. It's not just in your best interest, it reflects on me, too, and that is super important. Make me look bad, I'll mount your head on my wall as an object lesson to the next fuck-up. God, it is so cute when you new guys think I'm kidding. Solomon Island. A little town and a preppy school with connections to us have kind of vanished off the coast of Maine. The people aren't a major deal. Do you know how many disappearances there are in the United States every year? We do. But our noses need to be totally clean on this one. The military are involved, and we have limited bandwidth to stall the shitheels at the DoD. Give an old dude a red button to press, it's like Viagra to them. I want you out on Solomon Island to assess the impact on our bottom line. You can skip the traffic and the quarantine by traveling through Agartha. Just use your initiative, but not too much initiative. That comes across as desperate. Ciao, ciao. I was an ordinary valley girl. Major in human resources, daddy in real estate who paved our driveways with his gold cards and shitty cologne. Rest in peace. Until one night in the hills, a couple of guys who were up to no good fucked with the wrong girl. Frat boy necromancers. Ugh, the worst. Especially when they man up from sacrificing neighborhood pets to abducting undergrads. But they didn't check me for mace or duct tape, and the next thing you know, it's all, "You can't do this to us, bitch, we're Illuminati." Now, I got to thinking, A, if you're a member of a secret society, you should keep that to yourself. Even under torture. I mean, seriously, cry me a river. And B, only my friends call me bitch. Well, anyway, to cut a long, aggravated assault short, I realized Illuminati clearly needed to work on their employee handbook. Now, I had just graduated, just killed a few guys. I was looking for work placement. It was totally serendipitous. I mostly deal with the new talent, but the Labyrinth is our organization's brain trust. We bring in key opinion formers from across the board. Government agencies, the Senate, law firms, financial markets, mass media. What you're going to find is that individually, they're compromised by being drama queens, or cokeheads, or psychos. But try to appreciate the big picture. They're all part of a vast decision matrix, which you will only be involved in on the trickle-down level. I know that sounds like a submissive sex act, but don't take it personally. We're necessarily big on separation of responsibility. Otherwise, we just lose too much velocity on recriminations. See, back in the day, Illuminati were throwing each other under carriages, slipping rat poison in the absinthe 24/7. Infighting was really cutting into the bottom line. So we had to realign to a corporate model. Now there are due processes and risk management in place, a second-party group to handle terminations. We've turned vendetta into healthy internal competition. Healthy for the winners. The New York tunnels have been around longer than the city. When the Illuminati moved here, we hustled an architect over from Germany to do the sacred geometry of this place. It drove him crazy. He killed himself when the blueprints were finished, but you know how seriously creatives take everything. The design really was future-proof. This is all still the original spaces. We've centralized a lot, except the server farm keeps expanding. It's like a map painting from a 70s sci-fi movie. You can get lost in there. The rest of the maze you should be lucky enough to never see. The old detainment block and medical facility, That's questions and answers now. It's mostly soundproofed. Mostly. And some of the old board members keep suites way out in the wings. They're not big on FaceTime. They have extreme health issues, extreme privacy issues, extreme issues. Do us both a favor and stay in the main concourse.